Hey, welcome back to SnS Grills. I'm Jabin Postal, and today I want to show you how to set up the brand new SnS Grills Slow N Sear Travel Kettle. The Travel Kettle has all the standard features that are included in the larger Slow N Sear kettle, but with a smaller footprint that's going to be great for your next adventure. So take a look. As I said, welcome back to SnS Grills. I appreciate you being here. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing and assembly of the brand new SnS Grills Slow N Sear Travel Kettle, and this thing is a lot of fun. It has the same build quality as the original Slow N Sear kettle with all those great features built into it, but with a smaller footprint so you can take it on your next adventure, or maybe it's even just for those smaller feasts. And so let's open up the box, remove all of the components, and get ready for our setup. With all of our components removed from the box, the first thing that you're going to want to look through is the Slow N Sear Travel Kettle user and assembly manual. This has everything that you need for safety, for maintenance, as well as your assembly instructions. And this is important because it shows you exactly where all the pieces go when you're building this kettle. And so what we're going to do today to install all of the pieces for the Travel Kettle is work from the top down, starting with the lid, moving to the bowl, and then lastly finishing with the legs, as well as inserting our grill grates and completing the look of the kettle. So first, let's grab the lid of the Travel Kettle, and I'm going to install the handle first. So to do that, I'm going to grab my handle as well as my heat deflector, and I'm going to place that together, as well as grab my first bolt. This is the A bolt, and place that through. Then under that, we're going to grab our fiber washer and just carefully place that down. Grab the other one. There we go. And we're just going to want to press it in while we flip over the lid. And then to that, on the other side, we're going to add in our washer. This is our E-washer, followed by our wing nuts. And we're just going to tighten this up by hand. There we go. And so let's move on and install our top vent covers. So we have our cover as well as our next bolt. This is the B bolt. And then I'm going to carefully flip it over again and install our washer, as well as our spring washer. And then lastly to that, our nut to hold everything together. And then I'm going to grab my tools and just snug it up a little bit. All right, there we go. And so just remember, when you are using your tools, there's no need to over tighten. You just want it nice and snug. And so let's go ahead now and install our thermometer. Just gonna go in this front hole here, and the bolts on the thermometer are already attached. And so we're gonna take the one off, and we're gonna tighten this one all the way up. And then we'll place it through the hole. And again, carefully flipping it over, we'll install the other nut onto the other side. There we go, and we'll just make sure it's snug. There we go. And so just like that, our top lid section is all put together. And so let's move it out of the way and grab the base of the kettle. So to set up the lower bowl of the Travel Kettle, I'm going to start by installing the lid bail, which also doubles as our lid lock during transportation. And so we're going to grab our washer and place that on the one side. We're going to place it through this hole. We'll grab another washer, place it on the other side, and with a little bit of pressure, we're going to pull that around and through that other hole. And then I'm going to grab my second washer and place that onto the inside. There we go. And then last, I'm going to add on my acorn nut. And then I'm going to grab my tool and just tighten that up just a little bit. All right, there we go. And so now I'm just gonna move my lid bail out of the way while we install our probe port. And so I'm gonna grab that piece as well as my B bolt, and I'm gonna place that through the travel kettle. And then on the inside of the bowl, we're gonna add in my washer as well as our spring washer. And then lastly, our nut, and securing everything onto that bolt. Also going to grab our tools, and again, just make this a little bit snug. There we go. And then we're going to repeat that process for our smoke hole port. So to install the feet, I'm going to flip the base of the travel kettle over. And you'll notice that there are 3 connect points for your feet to go, 2 being closer to your smoke hole and probe port, and 1 being closer to the lid bail. And the lid bail side is where we're gonna actually attach the leg as well as our lid bail rest, and we'll get to that in a second. So to install the legs, one of the easiest ways is to take your nut and place it underneath the bracket, then grab your leg followed by your wing nut, spinning that wing nut into the nut. And so again, I'm going to grab my flange nut and place that underneath the leg holder. I'm going to grab my leg and then my nut. Our last leg is also going to include our bail support, and so we're going to grab our flange nut again and place that underneath. Grab these next 2 pieces, place those there, and then grab again our wing nut. There we go, make sure that's nice and snug. And then I'm just going to keep this out of the way by attaching now our lid bail to the support. And then the last thing I need to do is connect our legs using our A bolt as well as our flange nut. There we go. And then I'm going to flip the bottom bowl over to tighten up that nut by taking my screwdriver and just going through that middle hole. There we go. And so the last thing to install into our bottom bowl is our ash sweep. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to take this and you'll see that there's 5 points on it, and one of the points leads directly towards the smoke hole. I'm going to place that down in that direction. Next, I'm going to take my clip here, and you'll notice there's a triangle, and this is going to point directly to your smoke hole. Just place that into the ash sweep, and then underneath is your bottom plate. And you'll see there is a little bit of an opening on the one side, and this is going to, again, point towards your smoke hole. So I'm going to place that underneath, and then I'm going to take my ash sweep handle and place that in through a bracket, giving it a turn to lock it into place. Next, I'm going to grab my ash pan and I'm going to place that into the bottom of the travel kettle. And then I'm going to take my porcelain coated charcoal grate, place that into the bottom, followed by our EasySpin Grate, and then the lid. And just like that, you've put together your SnS Grill's Slow N Sear Travel Kettle. So that's how you set up the Slow N Sear Travel Kettle. It's simple to do and doesn't take a lot of time. It does come standard with the 18-inch Slow N Sear charcoal basket with the option to add in the dripper and griddle for this kettle. Put it all together, this is a great combination for any cook, any adventure, and any lifestyle. So that's how you set up the Slow N Sear Travel Kettle to get you started on your next adventure. I hope this was helpful, and remember, 2 zones are better than 1.